When you wind up, when you climb up, when you watch your Alright, the worst truth. Oh my god, the worst truth or dare that's ever. People are dying from truth and dare. Do you guys not know you could say the grandma? Nah, I gotta see
May
this.
24th, 2023, just days
You guys know you could say no in truth or dare, right? You don't really gotta do it.
after graduating high school, 18-year-old Cameron Robbins from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, was celebrating with several hundred classmates on a trip to the Bahamas. They were staying at the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort
Damn, their school pay for that shit? Our school can't even pay for a trip down the street.
in Nassau. That evening, the
Bro,
group
we had a hockey ring down the street in high school. These niggas never even paid for that for us. These guys went to Bahamas?
attended a sunset party cruise aboard Blackbeard's Revenge, a pirate-themed party boat. Around 9:40 p.m., near the uninhabited Athol Island northeast of Nassau, someone dared Cameron to jump off the boat into the dark ocean. Several students tried to grab him and stop him.
I think I seen this. Was this a video that went viral? When that kid jumped in the water late night and everyone was recording him and then they tried to throw him some shit and he was like in a shark infested like I think I seen this.
They reached for him, attempting to hold him back, but Cameron broke free from their grip.
Okay, never mind. I
He
didn't
jumped
see
into the
this
water.
part.
Footage
Maybe.
captured the aftermath.
Okay, yeah,
Cameron
yeah.
could be seen swimming in the dark waters. Friends threw a life preserver to
Yeah,
him.
yeah, see?
People screamed, "Grab the buoy! Hey, the buoy!" They were trying desperately to direct him to the flotation device, but Cameron appeared to swim away from it. Within seconds, he vanished from view. The boat remained anchored for hours as students searched frantically. The U.S. Coast Guard
As students searched frantically, they jumped in the water? No. So how did they search frantically? They just looked. You can't look out in the ocean. There's no streetlights.
Royal Bahamas Defense Force and United Cajun Navy searched the waters until about 3 a.m. Royal Bahamas Defense Force Commodore Raymond King called the area really shark-infested. He said, "The probability of survival decreases significantly, particularly if a person did not have on a life vest, and particularly if a person is perceived to be intoxicated." The search covered 325 miles over 2 days. On May 27th, authorities called off the search. Cameron Robbins was officially designated lost at sea. His body was never recovered. A memorial service was held at Broadmoor United Methodist Church in Baton Rouge. Cameron was described by his baseball coach as a fierce competitor and by his family as funny and kind-hearted. My darkest secret. On May 28th,
All right, I want to know what I want to know.
2018, in the early hours of the morning, a neighbor looked out her window in Heysham, Lancashire, and saw flames at 94-year-old Mary Gregory's bungalow. Firefighters rushed to the scene and found Mrs. Gregory unconscious in the conservatory, suffering from smoke inhalation. She was treated by paramedics and rushed to Royal Lancaster Hospital, but died 4 days later. An investigation by
No.
Lancashire Fire and Rescue Service concluded the most probable cause was a dropped or carelessly discarded cigarette. Mrs. Gregory was a heavy smoker with dementia. The coroner recorded a verdict of accidental death. The case was closed. Then, weeks after the funeral, during a game of Truth or Dare with two friends, 17-year-old Tiernan Darnton revealed his darkest secret. He told them, "I have a secret I haven't told anyone. I may have killed someone." His friends didn't believe him. He persuaded them to keep quiet. But in May 2019, during a counseling session, Darnton mentioned a friend who could send me to prison cause of what he knows. He added that he had felt powerful at Mrs. Gregory's funeral because he knew what had happened and everyone else in the room didn't. The counselor ended the session by saying, "I think you're trying to tell me you've killed someone." Darnton mouthed, "Yes." Police reopened the case. They discovered drawings of Mrs. Gregory's floor plan with labels like "good hiding place" and "quick exit." Evidence showed he had set the curtains on fire with a lighter, unplugged the phone, disabled a smoke alarm, and placed a table in front of the conservatory doors to block her escape. Investigators found
Why? She's 94. Who is this girl? Who is this boy to this girl, to this woman?
disturbing searches under 18 murder and how long do murderers serve in prison. In November 2021, Darnton was convicted of murder and sentenced to life with a minimum of 15 years.
I mean, you deserve it, but you literally put yourself in that position by talking. Well, good. Why did you even do that for? Like, she's 94 years old. Like, what the fuck was the...
Bridge incident. On a summer day in 2024, two teenagers, ages 15 and 16, were part of a group chat where dares were being shared among friends. The conversation turned to jumping off a bridge into Lake Hartwell, South Carolina. The pressure mounted through messages. Other teens egged them on. The two decided to go through with it.
Yo, back in my days, when you got a dare, oh, I dare you to kiss this girl, or I dare you to call this girl and tell her that you love her, or I dare you to ask this girl out on a date, or I dare you to ask this girl to be your boy. You trying to say, how do you get from jumping off a bridge?
They drove to the bridge and climbed onto the railing. The
Wait, they
drop
drove. Wait, how old are these guys?
to the water below was significant. Without hesitation, both teens jumped. They plunged into Lake Hartwell. Friends watching from the shore expected to see them surface. Seconds passed, then minutes. Neither came back up. Emergency services were called immediately. Dive teams searched the lake. Eventually, both bodies were recovered. Neither teen had made it back to shore. The local community was devastated. Candlelight vigils were held. Parents gathered, holding candles and photographs of the two teenagers. Flowers and messages were left at the bridge. In the days that followed, parents across the community warned about peer pressure games spreading through social media. The group chat that had contained the dare was examined by authorities. Friends who had participated in encouraging the jump were left traumatized. Counselors were brought into local schools. The deaths sparked conversations about the deadly consequences of online dares. The bridge where the teenagers jumped became a memorial site. Parents begged other teenagers to think before accepting dangerous dares, no matter.
It's like, you don't have to tell me to think, mom. Somebody tells me to jump off a bridge. Wait, hold on, time out. Didn't we grow up where your mom saying, if your friend tells you to jump off a bridge, you're gonna do a jump? Didn't we grow up off of that saying? And these guys did it? Wow.
How much pressure they felt from their peers. The community mourned 2 young lives lost to a moment of reckless decision-making.
Welcome to Luxury Casino, one of Ontario's most trusted
Where's the skip
online
button?
casinos. Now with
The boiling water incident. On March 22, 2017, in Florida, 8-year-old Kihari Pope was at a sleepover with her cousin and friends. The children decided
You gotta watch out for them sleepovers. Parents, watch out for them sleepovers. I mean, you can't really blame the mom in this situation, I guess, or the parents.
to play Truth or Dare. The game started
Everybody
innocently
plays
enough.
Truth or Dare
Then,
at sleepovers.
someone dared Kiari to drink boiling water through a straw. The other children thought it would be funny to see if she would actually do it. Kihari accepted the dare. She put the straw to her lips and drank the scalding liquid. Immediately, she began screaming in agony. The boiling water burned her mouth, throat, and lungs. She collapsed. The adults rushed her to the hospital. Doctors discovered she had suffered severe internal burns to her throat and respiratory system. Kihari was placed in intensive care. She underwent multiple surgeries. For months, she lived with severe complications from the burns. Her airway was damaged. She struggled to breathe. The internal injuries were catastrophic. Despite the medical team's efforts, Kiari's condition continued to deteriorate.
What
The
the
damage
fuck? Damn.
to her throat and lungs was too extensive. Eventually, 4 months later, she died from the injuries sustained from drinking the boiling water. The case shocked the nation. Parents were horrified that such a simple dare could result in death. Warning messages spread across social media.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. That there would have got me. Like it isn't like I would have been like, and I would have never like took a big sip. I would have like you know what I'm saying? Hot, you know. But damn,
About the deadly
I'm
risks
not gonna
of
say I
dares.
think that would have never got me.
Kihari's family spoke out, hoping to prevent other children from accepting dangerous dares. Her death became a cautionary tale in schools across the country. The children who had dared her to drink the boiling water were left traumatized by what had happened. Kihari Pope was just 8 years old.
Damn.
The slug incident. On a warm evening in 2010, 19-year-old Sam Ballard was at a party in Sydney, Australia, with his rugby teammates. They were drinking wine in a backyard. The conversation was lighthearted. Then someone spotted a garden slug crawling across the patio. As a joke, one of Sam's friends dared him to swallow it. Everyone laughed. It seemed like harmless fun. Sam picked up the slug and swallowed it whole.
I will offer my friends some Skittles and they'll say no. They offer you a slug and you ate it?
Everyone cheered. The party continued. Sam went home that night thinking nothing of it. Days passed. Then Sam began feeling strange. He developed severe pain in his legs. Within weeks, he could barely walk. He went to the hospital. Doctors discovered the slug had carried rat lungworm
Rat lungworm parasite?
parasites. The parasites had infected Sam's brain, causing a severe infection called eosinophilic meningoencephalitis. Sam fell into a coma for 420 days.
A year and some change?
When he finally woke up, he was paralyzed from the neck down. The infection had left him a quadriplegic. He couldn't walk,
Wow.
couldn't feed himself, couldn't breathe without assistance. For 8 years,
Wow.
Sam lived with severe disabilities, requiring around-the-clock care. His mother became his full-time caregiver. Sam's friends were devastated by what their dare had caused. In 2018,
Bro, that's not your fault, Martin. That's not your fault. That's not your fault. I'm being honest with you. That's not your fault. That's all Sam.
years after swallowing the slug,
You
Sam
don't just
Ballard died from complications related to the infection. He was
RIP.
28 years old. His death highlighted the hidden dangers that can lurk in seemingly innocent dares. Sam's friends carried the weight of what had happened for the rest of their lives. The fireworks incident. On October 24, 2024, during Diwali celebrations in Bengaluru, India, a group of friends gathered to celebrate the Festival of Lights. Fireworks were everywhere. The night air was filled with explosions and colorful displays. The men had been drinking, and the atmosphere was festive and reckless. Someone brought out a large box of fireworks and suggested a dare. They challenged a 32-year-old man in the group to sit on top of the box while they lit
they challenged a grown man to sit on top of the box.
the fuses. Friends laughed and egged him on. The man,
Friends laughed and egged him on. The 32-year-old grown man.
emboldened by alcohol and peer pressure, agreed.
The man who was blah 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 by alcohol and peer pressure. The 32-year-old grown man agreed.
He climbed onto the box and sat down. His friends lit the fireworks. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the entire box exploded beneath him. The force of the blast was catastrophic.
blew his ass
The man
off.
was thrown into the air. The explosives detonated with tremendous power, causing fatal injuries. Friends screamed and rushed to help, but it was too late. Emergency services arrived quickly, but the man died at the scene from his
It blew his ass off. Like, what did you expect to happen though?
injuries. Witnesses told police it had been part of a dare. The case received widespread coverage across India.
Oh, it was
News
on
outlets
video?
showed footage of the aftermath, warning others about the dangers of combining alcohol, fireworks, and peer pressure. The man's family was left to mourn a senseless death. His friends who had encouraged the dare were left traumatized and guilt-ridden. Authorities used the incident as a warning during future Diwali celebrations. The table surfing incident. On June 1st, 2025, in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, 17-year-old David Nagy
Please don't tell me he tried to go surfing with a table, like literally.
and his friends from Freedom High School gathered after school. They had been watching viral TikTok videos of people
Oh,
table
shit.
surfing, riding on top of tables tied behind cars.
Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I would have done the same thing. Like, I'm that kind of person. Like, but I would have been like, yo, go slow. You know what I'm trying to say? But if it was the snow, if outside was snowing, then I would have said, yeah, go fast or whatever, you know? But I'm not gonna act like I wouldn't have done the same thing.
The videos made it look thrilling and fun. The teens decided to try it themselves. They found a folding table and flipped it upside down. They tied it behind a car with rope. David volunteered to be the rider. His friends thought it would be hilarious to film. He climbed onto the upside-down table and sat down, gripping the edges. The teenage driver got behind the wheel and started the engine. The car began to move slowly at first. David laughed. His friends cheered him on. Then the driver accelerated recklessly. The car picked up speed. The table bounced violently behind the vehicle, shaking and wobbling. Suddenly, the table was flung into a parked vehicle on the side of the road. The impact threw David off the table with tremendous force. He hit the ground hard. His head struck the pavement. He died from catastrophic injuries. The
Damn, how fast were they going?
driver slammed on the brakes. Friends screamed and called emergency services. Paramedics arrived within minutes, but there was nothing they could do. Prosecutors charged the teenage driver with involuntary manslaughter. The case drew national attention as an example of deadly TikTok dare trends. David Nagy's family spoke out about the dangers of social media challenges. Schools across Pennsylvania
Involuntary manslaughter? Like, I don't think he deserves that. This is a group, like, if he's getting manslaughter, then the passenger seat driver recording should get manslaughter too. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, if anything, he should get his license revoked or some shit, like the Meyer points, whatever the shit's called.
held assemblies warning students about table surfing and similar viral stunts. David's friends were left traumatized. What started as an attempt to recreate a viral video
This is like that one South Park episode, Faith Healing.
ended in tragedy. The senior assassin incident. On a day in May 2025, high school seniors in
The senior assassin incident? Did somebody say, yo, truth or dare, I dare you to be an assassin?
Arlington, Texas, were participating in Senior Assassin, a popular end-of-school tradition. The game involves students chasing each other with water guns, trying to eliminate opponents. It's meant to be harmless fun, away for graduating
Oh,
seniors
I
to
think
bond
somebody
before
slipped.
heading to college. Players
Wait,
tracked
that's
each other's
that's a safety hazard. I just noticed that you could slip.
locations and staged surprise attacks. That afternoon, 17-year-old Isaac Leal was participating in the game with friends. They had spotted their target and began pursuit in a Jeep. The chase
In
intensified.
a Jeep? Is this a school game?
The vehicle accelerated through streets. The adrenaline was high. The teenagers were laughing and yelling, caught up in the excitement of the game. As the pursuit continued, Isaac climbed onto the back of the moving Jeep. He was trying to get a better position during the chase. Friends later said he was riding on the exterior of the vehicle. Then the Jeep hit a bump in the road. Isaac lost his grip and fell from the moving vehicle onto the street. His head hit the pavement with devastating force. The Jeep screeched to a halt. Friends jumped out, screaming. Someone called emergency services. Isaac was rushed to the hospital with catastrophic head injuries. For weeks, he remained in intensive care, clinging to life. Doctors did everything they could. His family kept vigil at his bedside, but the
Damn.
injuries were too severe. In early June 2025, after weeks in the hospital, Isaac Leal died from his injuries.
You know what's crazy? This is a great video. RIP everybody. You know what's crazy? Like, I'm now known that if I ever jump off a vehicle, to do this. I gotta like, do this. Like, cause trust me,